got Jeremiah Brown with us here at Amplify. We got from the start.
Let's go.
You're gonna tap into my journalism skills. Y'all forgot, this was my major in journalism. We had Mr. Jeremiah Brown with us here live at Amplify. Man, you were amazing.
Thank you.
You were amazing. We want to know kind of, what has inspired you to kind of tell your stories you go around, and like, what gets you excited most about doing what you do?
Communities like this, communities like Amplify, for me as a full-time entrepreneur who've been assigned this work to communicate professionally across the world, it's spaces like this that just remind me of what I've been assigned to do, and that's to not only bring people closer together, but to hold them accountable and challenge sometimes the fixed mindset that they may have, and really get them to leave my presentation just thinking different, moving different, and holding themselves accountable different. So I'm grateful for the opportunity to be a part of this, for sure.
What about, what work did you have to do for you, in order to pour into others? We got to be. What work did you do to get prepared for this assignment that you've been called to do?
A ton of healing. You know what I mean? Between therapy, between hiring professional coaches. For me, even being, working towards my doctoral degree, it's really been about just putting myself in a position to sharpen my iron, to not just take this gift that I've been provided for granted, and just always put myself in a position to be with leaders like you who are going to not only make me better as a man, but as a father, and as a leader in my space.
And last, I guess, real question. I got some crazy questions, but what advice would you give to other men of color that want to lead? Right? We lead in different industries, different spaces, but it's kind of all some of the same things we need. What advice would you give them?
To heal through whatever traumas you've experienced in life. There's no one to define what is traumatic versus what isn't, and nor am I to do that. But whatever it is that we've gone through as human beings, as adults, there has been some level of pain that we've experienced. And sometimes when we choose not to heal through that pain, it is when we find ourselves in spaces where we are mistreating people, where we're mistreating assignments. And my advice would be to just, as opposed to focusing on what you need to sacrifice, focus on being obedient to what you've been called to do. And a part of that process is healing.
Dope. That's dope. Now, did you get some barbecue while you was here?
I did not. I don't eat red or white meat.
This is how you stay. This is how he stays this way. This is how he stays this way.
That's the only thing that makes me look like I'm in shape.
He said he don't eat, so we know that. Okay.
Yeah.
So, man, I know you're not a Chiefs fan. Who's your team and if you root for?
Man, when I was 14 years old, I had the opportunity to attend Joe Namath camp.
Okay.
So unfortunately, I'm a Jets fan because.
Did y'all hear that? But there's someone for everybody. You're right. There is someone that believes in every team. This man is a Jets fan. We're going to let him be a Jets
loyalty,
fan.
Man. I promise you, that's the only thing that brings me to even say those words.
Okay.
It's just loyalty.
And then the last thing I heard you talk about, HBCUs, I was fortunate to go to the best HBCU. So when your son or daughter is looking for college, tell them they need to be a Rattler, baby. Okay. Strike again. Florida A&M. Okay. Since on the highest of 7 hills, you better let them know.
Yes,
but
sir.
good stuff. Thank you for being here.